Good day, happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, it is Wednesday. I got actually confused what day it is. But glad to be back. Glad to be online. Monday stream was a little bit boring. Let's say we literally last week hit all the targets on both sell side and buy side. So it was a boring stream, and we had a little bit of fun yesterday on Discord though. So if we'll have time today, I'll show you around. But hello everybody, welcome back. Hello Benas, hello Damas. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope this week is not taking too long for you because I'm kind of. You remember we had very weird price action about 3 to 4 weeks ago. So I'm kind of tempted to say that March is better than what we had in February, but at the same time, holy. Structure right now this week is a little bit tough in terms of getting into the trades, getting out of the trades, or anything like that. But it is explainable because of two things, right? We talked about dollar hitting sell side targets. I didn't expect much movement this week. Yes, we're pushing for bullish prices here into closing into this daily fair value gap, but literally I'm very much hopeful for tomorrow to open up a little bit in terms of the daily ranges, because Monday we didn't have any news drivers. Yesterday we had CPI release. We don't have much news drivers today either, right? So the consolidation like we have right now is expected, right? Ranging market is expected, but literally I'm hoping for the markets to open up a little bit tomorrow, right? So one more boring stream, let's say, today. So we'll evaluate what we have, what we see, and all that good stuff, right? So this push to the upside in terms of this daily fair value gap was very much expected. Still gonna keep my bias in terms of bearishness on dollar, allowing indices, allowing other markets to push to the upside. But we'll see, because I want this day to finish and then evaluate what is happening tomorrow actually. But market maker sell model is in place right now. So maybe let's do it even further back, right? So we had a market maker buy model for dollar index with initial consolidation here, smart money reversal down here on a weekly fair value gap, and we're kind of made another smart money reversal for a market maker sell model now, right? And we're kind of, after this consolidation we reversed here, first stage of distribution happened. We're kind of entering the second stage of distribution right here, and my very big hope would be for the market to continue lower, but we'll have to see. I don't want the price going any higher than this fair value gap, and let's take a look if there's anything that we can work with today. So the markets are opening up in 10 minutes, so we're gonna look to trade ES and QE mini contracts today, as always, on the funded account that we started on March 1st. So that funded account is at 2% so far. Win ratio is actually very good on this account. I only had 2 losses so far on the funded account itself, and I think we won 8 trades in total, just ticking off very small 5 handles, 7 handles, 8 handle moves. 250 after 250, 250 after 250. So we're at 2%, and I'm very much hopeful for markets to open up tomorrow, so we can start pushing it through. So even though I talked about market maker sell model panning out, I'm a little bit torn apart in terms of what I want to see on the daily, right? Initially, earlier this morning, I said that I want the market to go below this daily fair value gap. 1 hour fair value gap right away. We didn't get that. We created a high of the day here. Nothing to my liking because of that. I posted on Discord as well that this price action is very much not up to standard, let's say, in terms of me saying that this is high probability trading conditions. But it is what it is. So closing below here, push below CPI's low would be appreciated just to complete the market maker sell model on a hourly chart here as well. But looking at 15 minutes, we talked about this, like what was happening here during London, nothing that we can participate in. And right now, the only thing that I'm noting is that this fair value gap and that we're trading at midnight open right now, which literally brings us to a 5-minute chart where I hope that this breaker would perform, let's say. I wanted this breaker to push the price to the upside from here, thus allowing us to go short on Euro, to go short on GBP. I didn't get that, unfortunately, right? But I'm still watching this. I'm still watching this fair value gap, and I'm still watching this breaker block. And if it is going to hold the price in place or not, right? And having that in mind, I'm gonna show you why I'm looking for continuation to bearish prices, especially if this holds on both indices, right? So for your notes, if you're keeping any, mark this. I would love this to support the price to the upside, but we'll see. We're gonna come back to dollar in a little bit. But looking at Euro USD, so what I hoped for didn't happen, meaning that, yeah, how to say, this 1 hour fair value gap, yep, all good, we can work with that. I had 4 hour structure as well, but I really wanted the sell side to be taken away from us before going for the buy stops resting above. This though, breaker in terms of high, low, higher high and lower low, right? So we have a breaker, bearish breaker in terms of a PD array right here. That doesn't hold the price to the downside. So I'm literally saying that I'm not touching this today. And tomorrow I have to evaluate one more time because it's probably drawing to these previous days highs. Previous days high of Tuesday is already taken, so Monday's highs in other terms. But yes, my longer term target is this buy side resting above, but I really wanted to see the sell side at 0.8700s to be taken away first. But because of what I've seen on dollar, there's something that I'm watching on Euro USD as well. There's a fair value gap right here, and there's a breaker block also. I want to see if this holds the price in place here or not. If it does, we're gonna look for short entries right here towards that sell side resting below, right? But very simply, if this breaker block doesn't hold, previous day's highs and probably even higher prices are coming into play. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. GBP USD 4 hours will be much clearer, right? So not only we have a daily fair value gap, we have a 4 hours fair value gap supporting the price right now. But I kind of said initially earlier this week that I'm not interested in GBP USD at all. But we're right now just in a ranging market in terms of trading between today's and yesterday's highs. And having that in mind, let me show you something on Euro USD as well. Why I'm putting a little bit of my interest into Euro USD, because we kind of left this zoo pattern. I don't even know how to call it, but I don't like stuff like this at all. I'm not working with it neither. A lot of people do, but what I wait for is I wait for breaks of those structures. And imagine somebody having this pattern in mind. I have no fucking idea how patterns work, but I promise you guys that a lot of people are going long right here because we broke through the structure, whatever triangle, pyramid of Giza structure that is, right? But a lot of people, I imagine, are going long now. And this breaker block is my interest to allow the price to go lower. Yet, what I dislike about this is that Monday's high is still in place, right? We were so close to getting. If that would have been taken away, I'm literally going short together with you in front of you right now, but I can't do it because I still have buy side resting above here. So sadly, not for me. But coming back to GBP USD, we have this inversion on 1 hour happening, but weirdly enough, it's I told you guys a few times I'm not touching GBP USD this week, right? So is this enough of a high? Is this a swing high? For me, I don't like this as a swing high because it didn't push us into this 15 minutes fair value gap resting right here. Yes, we took buy stops from here, but that 15 minutes fair value gap was not touched, right? So watching 5 minutes, yes, we have a little bit of a structure here with a fair value gap holding the price in, but I'm not shorting this. Like, no, thank you. But yeah, and now stuff that everybody gathered here for, right? So one more time, markets opening up in 5 minutes. So real quick, let's take a look with what we're being dealt with, right? My interest today is Nasdaq. I like the structure on Nasdaq a lot more. Yes, I'm not trusting it because of buy side resting above and how close to those buy stops we are. This bullish fair value gap as well. Let me make it more precise. This bullish fair value gap hold pushing the price to the upside as well. Like, for me to become bearish on ES, I need this to be traded and closed below on 1 hour closing basis, right? As long as we're staying above it, bullish prices are being supported by this one fair value gap and then pushed to the upside during the CPI. But just to make ES for now a little bit higher, larger, right? So previous day's high taken, but still have buy side resting above. I'll just leave it as it is here. Equal triple highs almost, right? Relative equal, but I don't know. I don't have a read on this, right? Yes, we have a fair value gap. Yes, we have a fair value gap that is getting inverted. I can't get a read on this. There's nothing to my liking. The only things that I can note, we're gonna come back to this later today, but the only things that I'm noting is this 1 hour fair value gap, this daily new day opening gap, and buy side resting above, right? Otherwise, I don't have any more interest in this. But NQ, something we can work with, right? NQ is a little bit more technical in terms of PDA arrays holding the price in place in understandable levels, in understandable places, right? I like this swing high here because it not only took previous day highs, but it is a breaker block in a 1 hour fair value gap as well, right? So I love working with stuff like that. And so what I would love to see, I would love to see this 1 hour fair value gap to close below in next 31 minutes. That would be lovely, because we bounce off this breaker block to the downside, took out sell stops resting below. I think this is something we can work with, right? But we need to further push to the downside. This 5 minutes inversion was something we talked about. Not inversion. This 5 minutes short was something we talked about on YouTube, on Discord today with the crew as well. So guys, very honestly, if there's new people joining in today, please feel free to take a look at this description of the stream itself. We're going live every day, but a lot of good stuff is happening on Discord as well, right? So feel free to join in. Yet, we had buy side resting above the breaker block, and this swing high took away buy stops, and it broke the structure out here with a 5 minutes fair value gap, which was a very nice entry with a partial here and sell side resting below. I think a few guys on Discord participated in this, so happy for you guys, but this was a very nice entry here. This, for me at least, is a random swing high. I can't trust it. So what I'm looking at is this breaker block again, and I'm looking at this new day opening gap. We'll see if we trade into it at some point today, but mainly I'm watching this 1 hour fair value gap, and I want to see 1 hour candle close below it at 10 o'clock, right? So we'll see if we get that. But I'm done with, let's say, daily analysis, if we can call it that way. And let's see. So I'm noting already the high of the range. We're gonna look at the opening range and then what it gives us initially. We're kind of breaking sell side resting below these relative equal lows. We're gonna see if ES continues to push lower from here. But anyhow, high of the range here, and then we're gonna start looking at what markets are presenting. Overall bias bearish, that would be correct, and I'm gonna show you 1 hour chart at what my weekly targets are. I love sell side resting below here. I still like the fact of dollar going lower, but that would allow us to go to all-time highs one more time, but I still like sell side resting below, right? So I'm a little bit torn between what I want to see dollar doing and what I want to see indices doing as far as 1 hour liquidity pools go, but we'll see if we can work with any of that. So S&P is being held in a much tighter range, but I like what I see on Nasdaq, right? So we're forming initial opening range for value gaps as well. So we'll see if we can work with any of them or not. So let's do this. Yep. S&P so far is not opening up that much, but we're trading into that new day opening gap. Breaking below it would be lovely. And this as a swing low, yep. Why not? Because right away we would have an SMT with an inversion setup, right? So SMT, 1 minute possible inversion, buy side resting above, right? How's risk reward looking? One to two, possibly. So we're gonna see. But I'm just putting initial notes on the structure that the price is giving me. Buy side taken on ES though, so a bit hard to decide just yet in terms of what is going to be presented for us, but I don't have a very clean bias in terms of what I want to see today. That's the main issue in terms of trusting this, right? For example, yesterday we saw a setup like this appear twice. We were offered shorts yesterday, and then we went actually long on the stream as well. We had a very similar setup in terms of SMT and 1 minute inversion setup, buy side resting above. We even had buy stop resting above, even higher, right? Let me find you that right here. It was a very lovely setup. So this was an SMT with the S. I had buy side resting above here, buy side resting above here, inversion setup. We went long. It was a very nice trade. So I'm looking at price structure right now in exactly the same manner, but there's a very big but today. because I'm not, how to say, certain that drawn liquidity is higher right now. So I have to see a little bit more, right? A little bit more would be highly appreciated. Still same SMTs in place, but we're not getting any inversions offered just yet, so nothing to work with. Let me know how you guys are doing so far. We traded a little bit today, so I'm gonna be able to show you around when we deal with the opening range, when we maybe take the first position of the day or anything like that. Because I had some short openings earlier today when the call zone for New York started at 7 a.m. New York time. But this is the evaluation account I'm trading with in front of you. No trades taken on eval itself. Because literally, I kind of said to myself that I want to stay grounded. I don't even know what's a good word for it, but closer to you guys, and then kind of show the possibilities of literally just trusting the models itself, trusting the process, and trading what ICT is teaching us to trade, if I can say so, right? So, yeah. I'm literally just trading basically four models of ICT entry strategies, and then I'm doing it on live stream, and right now some of the students actually joined the on Discord itself. Some of you of the guys on Discord joined the challenge itself, and they're passing their challenge accounts this week already, and I'm only at 2% in profit because I'm only trading strictly only the models that I told that I'm gonna be trading with, right? So funny enough. But let me check what is going on in other places. Still have a little bit of time. I would love to give this 10-15 more minutes before I make any decisions. Okay, sorry about that. This week is a bit of a struggle for me though, because so majority of you guys know I'm in Thailand, right? And then I'm working late just to get indices opening logged in terms of me trading it, but US moved to a summertime, meaning everything happens 1 hour earlier now, and I literally still have a lot of stuff at work to attend, but I'm at the same time going live, so I'm kind of mixing it up and playing around with it and everything else at the same time. So sometimes I'm gonna zone out. I hope you guys don't mind it too much, but yeah, I'm just zoning out to answer some messages, make a decision here and there, but okay, done with that. Anyhow, we're not getting that inversion offered, and then literally this consolidation is nothing that interests me, because what will happen probably, ES will just take sell side, meanwhile NQ is consolidating, right? So I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes for the macro to start, right? So 10 to 10 macro starting in exactly actually 10 minutes, which is great, right? It's 9:40 right now, so we'll see. We'll see if that's something we can work with. If it is, awesome. Right now, with this swing low being taken, market inverting, this is something I can work with, right? Because that initial inversion wasn't that much of an interest for me. But now we are, how to say, with that market consolidating, it acquires a lot more buy stops above and below the market price itself. So it's becoming a little bit more interesting. Let's put it simply. So, no more SMTs, unfortunately. Does it mean that we're just gonna continue pushing lower? It easily can, but for that to be booked, at least for me and in my understanding of the price, I need this closure below 1 hour for value gap. So closing anything below 18,409 and a half would be lovely and something we can work with. But so let's just note 10 o'clock is gonna be here. 10 o'clock is gonna be here on ES. Range noted, right? And this is something that I always play with, that on a very consistent basis keeps me safe from taking any unnecessary losses, is once the actual range is in place, just like we have it right now, right? Usually everything at the equilibrium of it is something that we can't work with, and something that is very low risk and not low risk, but very low probability, right? But at the same time, we'll see. Usually taking a long at the bottom of the range is something that we can work with, but that only means that it's a short-term buy, right? Because usually then the market makes a turn, we have buy side resting above, YouTube 22 maybe here, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Since we're gonna wait for 10 more minutes at least, let me know, guys, if there's anything you want me to cover, though. I'm just gonna go through a few more charts. Dollar index, kind of last line of defense is right here. Anything below 102,840-ish. 102,840, yeah. Kind of breaking the structure to the downside. Euro USD consolidating, not showing much. That buy side still resting above right here, right? GU boring as well. I won't even touch that. Won't even look at it. But no actual PD arrays on in Q neither. Just looking again. No order blocks. No. And this is an order block. 0938 because it took the high of the. Nope, it didn't take. So no order blocks. No fair value gaps. No nothing. Yet. But we're happy to wait. Anyhow, for those that are not joining me for the first time, this first half an hour, I don't know, if it's too boring, let me know. I'll come up with some circus for the next time, but waiting game it is, right? I just hate risking unnecessary, right? This is lovely. This being broken to the upside is something that I'm looking for, but you probably already guys know better than I do because you're watching me every day talk about it, but I really hate taking unnecessary risks in terms of opening orders here and there just because I feel like it. So have shitloads of rules right behind me holding me away from punching in orders. So I'm just waiting it out. Opening range is a very rare opportunity for me to have something opened. Yesterday we did, though. Yesterday we did because we had very lovely price action yesterday. But yeah, Mike, if a candle closes inside a fair value gap, but new one gaps and opens outside, do you consider it to be inverted? Okay, let me figure out what was just noted. If a candle closes inside the fair value gap, so a candle opened up, closed here, right? Gaps and opens outside. No, I don't. So my very direct answer to your question, no, I don't. Why? Because I need a closure of a candle, not opening to the candle at above or below the fair value gap, right? So let's go somewhere where we have some space, right? So if we have let's say this is a 1 minute fair value gap that we're working with, right? Price traded up, price traded lower. Now price is trading up, and we say that this is a fair value gap and we have buy stops resting above, right? And we want the market to attack it, right? Because some sell stops were taken, short-term reversal is happening, yada yada, right? Something that we appreciate the market doing. So your question is that, let's say we trade in, let's do this. We trade in, we close, and bam, the next candle opens up, and there's a volume imbalance here, right? So let me know that. Oh, this is fun. I like it. And there's a volume imbalance right here, right? So if a candle closes inside the fair value gap, so no, Michael, I would say no. So listen, one more time, right? We market traded to the upside, created a buy side liquidity pool right here, took out sell stops, made a short-term reversal, and then one of the 1 minute candles closes inside this fair value gap, and another punches through and gaps to the upside and creates a volume imbalance and starts trading here. It trading inside that volume imbalance is not an entry for me in terms of inversion setup itself. What I want to see is a candle not opening above the inverted fair value gap, but closing above it, right? There's a big difference. For me, I work with candles closing. I know a few people on YouTube actually that follow Michael, ICT in other words, that trade inversions with candles not even closing or opening above or below an inverted fair value gap. Just moving through it is enough for them. But I want a candle to open up. Trade into that inversion, right? And then open up, trade into it, punch through, and then the market to continue towards buy stops, right? The volume imbalances is not something that I work for inversions, right? Volume imbalance is just for me the most realistic PD array that I can work with in terms of how to say it, support and resistance. I hate those two words, but volume imbalance is the most realistic support and resistance level for me. So yeah. This though, unfortunate, but I can't work with it at all. Thomas, Ignas, I missed a few trades. So Mike, let me say again, I hope this answers your question. I would say no. I think you understand what you're asking for better, but my answer is no, because I need a candle to close above or below the inverted fair value gap we're looking at, not open, right? Opening just means that we created a volume imbalance, right? Exactly what lovely. Thank you, man. I hope you can appreciate this, right? But listen, I always say test it out, take a look if it works for you or not, just because I'll give you an example as well. I used to work with inversions, so if a few guys follow me since last year, I spent my winter last year in Indonesia. Some people that are in the Discord, I've met them there as well. I used to trade inversions a lot last year, especially around new week opening gap levels, right? And I would use inversions just as they would be. If the markets would be in SIG, both would take buy stops, inversion would happen, I would go short, for example, right? I noticed that my inversions work a lot better if there's SMTs before, right? So first thing that I look for is an SMT that leads into an inversion setup. For me, win ratio is a lot better when I'm able to find trades like that. Interestingly enough, right? So I look for SMTs first before the inversion setup is presented for me, right? But Thomas asked the question, Ignas, I missed a few trades due to yesterday's losses. Now I'm struggling to open the trade with that and trust my market. Do you have any advice? Two things. Thomas, let me say a few things, right? I think you showed that you went long here on Discord today, right? Let me say that I understand why, because this is what we're trying to learn, right? Sell stops taken because sell side was resting below, break of structure, fair val gap, YouTube 2022, yeah? But my issue here is that, look at this. Sell side resting below, double bottom being created, like there's no entry here. There's nothing saying, okay, this is a high probability buy, right? One thing is that sell side is resting below. Second thing is that our bias is bearish, right? I said this morning, I'm looking still for those weekly lows to be taken away from the market, and I like the fact that this breaker block is holding the price in place. So what are you going long for? What is the draw on liquidity? This swing high? Like there's no relative equal highs here. There's an actual swing high here, right? Took a small profit. Just hear me out, right? So first, let me say three things about this trade, right? First thing is that there's sell side resting below here. No entry right away. Second thing, you're doing it against bias, not because there's a trend here, but the 1 hour bias is bearish. So you're trading against hourly bias already. Third thing, what are you attacking? Where is the market being drawn to? Like, I even wrote it a while ago. Let me find it and say it out loud because I like that a lot. No, I can't find it. But I've said it before. If you don't know where's the liquidity, you are the liquidity. ICT said it. A few other traders say it as well. It's a very nice way of putting it in a way that there's no entry here because where's the liquidity? There's no buy stops here or here. It's just a very nicely flowing market to the downside that we want to go short again with, right? So if there's no liquidity that you're looking at, you are the liquidity and you've just been hit in a way, right? Because you're not taking a partial here. There's nothing that we work with right here. Maybe a partial here, right? So you enter a position and you got stopped out, basically, over here because you didn't take a partial. You didn't move your stop loss to break even or anything like that, right? Other thing is, so this is about why this trade didn't pan out, right? So three things for your notes. Sell side was resting below. You're trading against hourly bias. And thirdly, I don't see any liquidity. And if there's no liquidity that we're aiming at, there's no entry, right? We can call this buy side liquidity here. So an entry to buy here would be valid, right? But we talked a lot that today there were possible, 4, 5 entries, right? And we talked a lot on Discord today that you took a loss yesterday when you shouldn't have taken it and you're struggling with it right now, right? So let me rant a little bit and then I'm gonna note something that I really want to say. I literally put a note so I can say it and don't forget it. So for me, like your struggle itself, right? For me, it's kind of trusting yourself or trusting myself and trusting the model itself, right? So two trusts, right? Trusting yourself and then trusting the model, right? And trusting myself is, you probably understand what I mean, right? It's not pressing a button when you don't have to press it. Just in general, not doing silly things. trusting your habits, trusting what you journal, and yada yada, right? For me, trusting myself requires two things. It requires time and learning a lot about yourself, and it requires focus, right? So if you're lacking one or another, if you're lacking time in front of charts and working with yourself, you're going to improve. Basically, after a year, you're going to be much better. But focus itself is something that you can't really improve because you just have to come to the charts fresh, right? And that's something that I can't really teach because that's something that you have to work out in a way, right? But what I can teach is you trusting the model itself. So what I want to say about that is that, like, once I started like trusting my models, so I'm trading 4 models right now, and once I started trusting mine, trading itself became like a very boring video game. I'm not getting excited about this, never ever, for a few years now, right? It's like a very, very boring video game. But what I mean by that is journaling was key to this, right? So, example, how I started trusting the models that I see, right? Why did I go short here on my personal account? Is because I've seen this 3,000 times last year. I'm not kidding. I took over 3,400 positions last year manually. It's not bot trading. I'm doing it manually, right? And I have every single position journaled. What I journal how I entered the trade, what model I used, right? Whether it is YouTube 2022, whether it is SMTs into inversion, whether it is silver bullet that I'm learning right now, or whether it is an OTE into inversion, or whatever the model you're using, right? But first thing, I'm journaling, and I'm journaling a few things, right? I'm journaling why I'm entering a trade. I'm journaling what I'm feeling when I'm entering that trade itself. And third thing is journaling how long does it take to pan out, which is incredible. I know that on average, if I enter a trade, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but for example, I'll give you examples, right? If I enter a YouTube 2022 and it doesn't pan out in the next 6 minutes, I'm closing the position, because I know that every minute after 6 minutes, it not panning out means that I'm increasing my risk like twice already in terms of having a 70% win ratio or having a lower win ratio, right? But literally, I would say almost journaling, and I feel that the newest guys that joined in Discord, you guys are very good at taking positions, but you guys haven't started journaling them properly. Because if you would have journaled the last 4 weeks that we spent together, you would have like, let me open it up. If you would have journaled your trades since February 1st, which was, I think, the Monday you joined, guys, right? You would have 32 YouTube 2022 entries noted on NASDAQ. Interesting, right? So let me give you a homework, and I'm gonna finish this rant because I want to start looking for possible trades. Open February 5th. That will be on previous March contract, right? Don't use this contract because you won't see much. Find 32 YouTube 2022 entries up until today. If you're able to do that, congrats, right? I'm buying you lunch because you've learned a lot. One thing. Second thing, you're going to trust the process right away. If you're going to be able to find 32 entries in 20 trading days, trust me, it's amazing. I've got them logged. I'm not gonna show it because I'm worried about not being able to use the Streamlabs correctly. But if you want to jump into a call, let me know. I'm gonna show you every single trade because I literally logged every single one of them. And not only I log them, I write about them a lot. How I feel, what I look for, whether there's an SMT, how other markets are interacting with it, what fair value gaps I'm looking at, and so on and so forth, right? And literally now, when I see a YouTube 2022 model, there's no doubt at all in terms of should I enter or should I not. I literally just press the button and actually think after, because I'm in a very automated like mindset already, because I know that it pans out the way it pans out 70% of the time, right? Because that's my win ratio currently. Would love to improve that, would be awesome. I'm still making mistakes. That's why I'm not at 90% whatever, but 90% is possible if you avoid making mistakes, right? Using the models that I'm using. But yeah, a little bit of a rant. But Thomas, just to sum it up, hope you understood why you lost that trade. 3 reasons were given, right? And I hope that you can start journaling, because even today you could have journaled 4 trades. Imagine what you do then. You journaled it, you open that up right before you go to bed, you dream about them, you wake up, you read that again tomorrow morning, and tomorrow AM session comes in and you literally press the button when you see the YouTube 2022 model panning out, because you literally read and journaled it for the last 2 hours of your day, you know? So good luck. I hope you find this insightful, you know. Hope you can take something out of it. But yeah. Looking at the markets now. So we closed below this 1 hour fair value gap. Was this an entry? On paper, it was. I don't trade fair value gaps like this. Right, I need a lot more retracement, and then yeah, I just like to stay safe in terms of my entries, right? But this could have been an interesting entry if this was after 10 a.m. as a silver bullet, right? Because this would have been a breakaway gap. But understanding now that this is a breakaway gap, I'm not really excited for retracements. I'm excited for the market to find a bottom because of that, right? But we'll see. So just for your notes then, and for myself out loud as well. 1 hour fair value gap, close below, buy side resting above. I'm interested in going short longer term because of all the stuff we talked half an hour ago. Hourly breaker block and everything like that, right? But we gotta see now if this new week opening gap holds the price in. 5 seconds, 30 seconds chart, lower time frame we have in SMT right now as well. Note that. So this possible inversion setup is gonna be offered for us. What broker do you use? I use a few actually, Tiger. So right here in front of you guys is a Tradeovate account for Apex trading, funding, whatever, basically Apex Tradeovate account that I'm doing a Get Funded in March challenge, right? I'm trading 4 ICT models. I'm not taking much risks. I'm usually targeting 5 handles a trade, and I'm at 2% right now, right? And everything about it is literally in my Discord. So feel free to pass by. There's a free trial currently. I'm not asking for anything. I'm literally just asking to pass by, say hi, enjoy the time with us. I'm having fun there, so I hope you can too, right? But I'm trading on TradingView, and I'm pushing these orders into other Apex accounts through NinjaTrader. So 2, right, brokers already. But on my personal funds, I'm using 2 brokers. So I'm trading on Pepperstone with my personal money, and I'm using Think Markets right now for my forex trading and other shebangs, right? I have a lot of projects through Think Markets going on right now. So yeah, if you'd ask me to recommend a broker, I can't recommend a single one because I am working for the last 4 years in brokerage businesses. Knowing how brokers work and knowing all the ins and outs about forex, especially forex brokers, I can't recommend a single one. Just pick something that you trust, that maybe aligns with something that you need, whether it is Euro USD that you enjoy trading, or whether it is gold charts or whatever, right? Analyze how that broker is performing in terms of in terms of, you know, spreads, in terms of commissions, in terms of what kind of prices they give, and actually, if you are choosing a broker, something to keep in mind is evaluate your strategy as well. If you're doing something like I do, which is holding a trade for 5, 10, 15 minutes stops, any broker can do that for you. But for example, if you're swing trading, you need good pricing overnights, swaps and stuff like that, then you have to dig in, right? Then you have to dig in terms of who you go to bed with, let's say, right? And yeah, on my end then, this is gonna be the first trade of the day for us. 20 handle stop loss, very standard for me, which is 0.25% on the account. So I like this as a possible inversion because of the SMTs noted here with the yes. And hopefully we close above this fair value gap and we can go long. Very nicely, and we traded into the current new week opening gap. I like this. I like this. It doesn't feel too random to find a swing low here. So yeah. So no close above yet, right? And I think what was the guy's name? Mike, right? If you're still here, right? This week, right? Some people take this as a setup already. Some people would be long already because they only feel a need for the market to go above the fair gap itself. But for me, I very much trust every single word that ICT says because I've been following ICT since 2019, right? I finished his mentorship. I spent a lot of my own money on it, right? Was happy to pay Michael every single penny I paid because I'm making a living out of this right now. But what I want to say is that, let me note this, right? What I want to say is that for me, a much higher probability setup is once the chart closes above a fair value gap like this. Wicking through it, I don't care. People say wicks only do the damage, right? We can trust that saying as well. Double top here on ES, but I don't see any. So probably there is like a 30-second inversion, but guys, I told you right away on stream I'm gonna trade that funded account, right? And then in the inversion setup on 30-second chart is not something that I told you guys I will be teaching you, right? Because not everybody has access to it. So sorry. So yeah, some people would have entered this trade already, just like I say, but not for me. Not for me. I'm gonna still wait it out, okay? If we don't get an entry, we don't, which is fine. Goes above it would be highly appreciated. Nope, No close above it, so no entry for me. Boring, right? But the rules are rules. That's why I'm here with you guys, I guess, also in a way, because I'm following the rules, because 4 years of trading had my ups and downs, let's say, right? Especially the guys that follow me for a while know it. So, but I think I've gone through those ups and downs because I've trusted the process, because I trusted the rule book that I have, right? Interesting. So 102 for 840 wasn't punched through. That's cool. Breaker block pushing the price to the upside. Euro USD breaking lower. GU. Nope. Here we go. That's why I said I don't trade GU this week. Awesome. Anywho, ES and NQ. So what do we have? It's gonna take this off the chart. I'm literally not touching it up until the point we invert this. Very simple for me. The macro is finishing up as well. So we had a macro from 10 to 10 till 10 10. 10 to 10, 10 10. Who wants to become a rapper? You can make a song about this, right? But this is the macro. And do we get the close above it or not? See. We do. So limit order right here. I'm going one tick above the fair value gap just to make sure that the order gets caught, right? If that's something we can say, but let's see. I'm not entering this. So, for example, you guys are following Ryan as well, right? I very much like what Ryan does with his inversion setups. Ryan, so Dodgy, GG, Gigi, whatever, Dodgy, Ryan. He's one of the ICT inversion traders that I follow a lot. I love what he does with inversions. But so Ryan, at least on paper, would enter a trade here. For me, I don't like risking more than this $400 on the account. There's no entry for me. I'm gonna literally wait for that retracement. Is this an order block? Yes, it is. Into this order block, right? As well. So, yeah. Yet, like an entry from here is something that is valid, but the risk reward becomes a lot worse right away, right? So sadly, I'm not taking setups like that, but it is what it is. So, will we get this offer? Because I love that the macro created this SMT. The macro created this inversion anyway. It's 1 minute late, okay. But it's fine. But it is very much possible we will not get offered this with an entry here. We do, it's awesome. Oh, we did, yeah. So we're in a trade. So let's see. I don't want the price going much lower than this order block at all, and I have the sell stop resting below right away to get out of this position. So very simple setup actually. We traded exactly the same yesterday. So yeah. The only issue I have is that buy stops were taken on ES. NQ didn't, but yeah, I don't like how deep we're getting into this order block, how deep we're digging into this order block. But we're in a trade, we're gonna trust what we know that works for us in a way. We literally had not exactly, but a very similar position yesterday where we had an SMT with NQ towards yes, 1 minute inverted setup with buy stops resting right, like very near it, and then equal highs resting a lot further away, just like we do right now. But I don't like this V formation. Sometimes I trade those V formations going short, but we're getting that presented. But yeah. So basically, right away, I'm saying out loud, so I put it to my notes afterwards because I usually note the time that I had a trade open, and I come back to I come back to the streams to take a look where I had a trade open, and I go through my thoughts in a way, and I'm gonna say it out loud to myself is that I'm trading against my bias, which is the main issue. Second thing is I don't like this trend line being formed on ES, right? And third thing is this V formation, right? It's not something that I like to see, which is cool. It is what it is, but yeah. 3 ways of, of this trade being a loser already explained, right? Yeah. So 250 for the risk because we're looking at 20 handles here, right? 20 precise. Yeah. Which is cool. If this doesn't work out, we're gonna take a step back to reevaluate at what we're looking at. But so if you trade like 5-second, 15-second charts, I kind of imagine a market maker sell model with smart money reversal here panning out. Second stage of distribution opening up now. Sell side risk can build up. Very much a possibility on ES. Watch that. And in Q, literally, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. I'll give it 4 more candles and then I'm gonna concede to this. Yeah, so 4 more candles. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't. It will be fine. I don't mind. I want to see a closure above this now. I guess 3 more candles. I'd love to see us closing above this for value gap. So 1, 2, 3. That would be great. If we're able to get that, that would mean just to push to the upside right away. The sell side can remain open. That would just mean that we have to... I can't take a partial, that's the issue, but we have to look for getting out of this trade as soon as we can in a way. Probably not waiting for a full-on buy side liquidity pool to be taken. Resting above. So yeah. We'll see. But this actually means that dollar index is not holding that. Yeah. Dollar index is not respecting that breaker block at all. Euro USD is probably gonna tag that liquidity resting above as well. Interesting. Few more candles. I wanted to go higher. ICT says I want to see speed. Right. That's a good saying. Do you have commissions on Apex? I have no idea, man. We should be paying commissions, to be fair, like a few dollars per lot. Welcome, Arnes, though. Long time no see. How are you today? But we can Google it. So let's do that. While we're waiting. Apex trading funding commissions. Because I know they have exactly the same setup in terms of funded accounts and evaluation accounts. There's no difference in terms of the setup itself. Apex, we should be paying some sort of commission because hiding in the room and watching the streams. That's fun. That's fun. You should put me in a meeting room or something so more people see us trading. You know. Oh, that's fun. But yeah, I don't know. So we should be paying some sort of commission on Apex, to be fair. Because the spreads are not allowed in futures trading. That's why my forex funding, I think that was the name of the company that just went bankrupt in Canada, in North America, let's say. That's why they got banned in the US. So yeah, spreads are not allowed on funded prop firms, let's say. We closed above. I like that. I'm continuously gonna watch this. Yeah. Guys, hi. How's Dubai? How's Dubai, man? Hope you're doing good. Mentioned that you can't recommend any. What about prop firms? Maybe you know, and good ones, beginner-friendly challenges. Good question, man. I know you love trading crypto. So for crypto, I've never researched it, to be fair. That would be a fun research to do, though. I'm gonna put a mental note on that. That's a fun research idea in a way. I'm gonna take a look at that at some point. I don't like us digging deeper into this. Not at all. But I'll continuously watch this. Anyhow, beginner-friendly prop firms. So, very honestly, for forex trading, I tried 4 of them in the last 2 years. I can't say I like any of them because I'm a profitable trader. Probably that's why I don't like them, because I'm getting fucked. Currently, I'm trading with Finative Markets or Finative Trading. I don't even remember the name. But the main issue with them is that, for example, if Euro USD on forex.com creates a higher high and breaks lower, Finative Trading creates a lower low and breaks lower. You understand? Sometimes it's good, but when Finative does this and the market actually performs like that, my stop loss gets hit and I lose a trade and I crash my monitor right away, right? So that's regarding forex trading. A lot of forex funding prop firms are struggling right now because MT4 and MT5 is trying to get rid of US clients. And FTMO, MFF, and other forex trading prop firms have a lot of clients from US. So don't take any US-based prop firm. Finative Trading is a company that I work with because they're from Czech Republic. So they're regulated not by US governing bodies, but they're regulated by EU governing bodies, right? So it's a bit of a different story. But for prop firms allowing you to trade futures, that's what we do here. I would say Apex funding is a good choice. Now, let me explain why, right? Started my journey with Top Step, right? And the issue I have with Top Step is that probably I made a bad choice in terms of the brokerage choice, which is Trade08, and Trade08 through Top Step through Trade08 gives a very bad offer in terms of copy trading. So if you're able to get a few accounts funded, they have very bad copy trading tools that are very not user friendly, right? Ninja Trader though has quite nice copy trading tools. that you can actually work with. And for that, Apex funding, I think, is the best. Not only because of NinjaTrader and Apex copy trading and Apex copier, I think, right? But Apex is very cheap. This funded account, 100K account, costs me $40 a month, which is just insane. And you don't need to Google any promo codes or anything because they have promos running all the time. I think right now they have 75% promo to get a funded account passed in 3 days or something like that, right? I want this to go above as soon as we can. I hate this consolidation though. Like, holy, this is draining, but it is what it is though. So yeah, I would say for futures trading, Apex funding is something I would consider. Top Step, probably not because of the copy trading engines, but Apex is nice. I know a lot of ICT traders are using my forex funding. No, not my funding funded futures, MFF, my funded futures. So there used to be an MFF for forex prop firms, my forex funding. I don't know, a blue MFF, right? The new MFF is a golden. Their logo is golden, so that's a different company. You can trust them probably. Yeah. I hope this helps. Thanks for the question, though. Dubai is good, not too hot, not too cold. That's amazing, man. Yeah, prop firms do allow copy trading, man. So that's the best part, that they have their own copy trading engines. So, for example, when you want to trade a lot of accounts, like you need to buy social trader tools or Duplicium or other subscriptions, right? Which is a little bit annoying because if you have like 5 accounts, you're already spending like $120 a month on just a subscription to copy trade, right? That you can't 100% trust that it will do the job always, right? Anyhow, a lot of futures trading companies, they have their own copy trading tools, which is amazing because you get one account funded, you get first withdrawal, you can buy another account, right? And you rinse repeat. You withdraw a second time, you buy a second account. You withdraw a third time, you buy a third account. And then if you even burn one of the accounts, you don't mind because you're literally above break even already, because you're just rinsing and repeating. You're treating it as a business, right? So yeah, it's cool. Okay, guys, I talked too much, let's say, right? Why I say that? Because I very much hate this, and I'm just looking for a way to get out of this, because I've stayed in this position for way too long. I don't like the fact of getting out of this in terms of just probably still pushing towards buy stops, but look, like this trend line, it won't hold the price. And we're having another macro starting soon as well. So let's take a note of that. I'm thinking what to do. So every single bullish PDRA is still holding the price in, right? Just I'm gonna talk out loud in terms of what I'm thinking, right? Inversion setup broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 entry possibilities, right? I know, not for me. But anywho, bullish PDRA holding the price. Order block right here, holding the price. Bullish PDRA holding the price, right? I'll hold on to this. Fuck that. Like, I don't like the fact that I'm gonna do it, but because I'm gonna hold on to this, this will be my take profit right here. And yep, And what I was gonna say, I don't like this position because I'm in it for way too long. Like this is too long for me. I don't like this anymore. So yeah, I want to get out as soon as I can, in a way. But until the point that bullish PDRAs get broken, like I'm gonna stay in. No, there's no issues with that. We trade what market gives us, what market presents us. So. I think I fucked up with my video, right? Yeah, don't see my face anymore, sadly. Let me check why. Here we go, you can see my face now. Anywho, I'm in this position for way too long, so I wanted to see something that would say, okay, the PD arrays are broken, you were getting out of this. But, yeah. Macro is starting in... Okay. I just went through what the other charts are doing. So, dollar index still holding in here. Like, look at this. Like, that's exactly what we get. Why? Because targets were hit already today. This new week opening gap is something we can target for the rest of the day as a low, so yeah. But let's see. Final overview. This 5 minutes got inverted. Lower, price had taken lower. 1 hour holding the price in. Yeah, we're just gonna hit that take profit and we're gonna concede, let's say, and we're gonna wait for the other macro to open up the market a little bit more. Yep. So what do we get? We get 0.5% out of this almost, right? Let's see. 20 handles, yeah. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Thank you. Banked. And it rips. I don't mind though. It's okay. Had this on my personal too, so I had to close it. Sorry. So I'm back with you guys. Let's see. So we evaluate again now, right? Macro is starting in a bit. We close it, right? Yeah. Sell limit closed. Here we go. So we had an SMT in terms of divergence within Q and then ES. That SMT happened on like 15 or 5 seconds chart. Not too impressive, but right now ES is reaching towards new day opening gap, while this in Q just took out buy stops, right? Can I say anything else about this market? Not really. Can we work out something out of this? Yes. Because I'm looking at a possible U2 2022 pending around for shorts now. Very simply. Well, we have some waiting to do for that. Sorry about this. I've just sent a few things to on messaging apps. Yeah, but listen. Inversion setup, V formation, yes. Do I enter? No. Right? Even though buy side was taken, I don't see a possible entry here. At least not yet, right? Is there SMT with yes? Let's not try to note that, right? Pum pum. There is an actual SMT, so I won't enter this because I just wasted a lot of energy with this, right? But this is another inversion setup on paper. Sell side resting below. I'm not gonna enter it. Like, no, thank you. I'm done for the day, probably even on this account. Let's see. 102 for it. Yeah, % up. That's the goal for me. So I'm literally done for the day in terms of trading. So yeah. Sorry for my French, but fuck me. The trade didn't copy. I'll have to play around with it. So I installed Apex Copier yesterday with a lot of support from Discord. Thank you guys. I appreciate that, right? It took me a while. I'm laughing because I had a long ride with it, right? But so that is installed. But that being installed doesn't mean that everything works as it seems, which is holy. I don't like it. I don't like when things that are supposed to work don't work. Like, what's the job of a copy trading tool? I pay money to copy trades. The tool is supposed to work. Like, how else can it be, right? But that shitty tool doesn't work. So I'm just checking my email if I got any answers from support, because I reached out to their support 2 days ago and we chatted a little bit. I bullied them, so they helped me out a little bit, but feels like I'm gonna have to bully them again. Yeah. Sorry about this, but I get annoyed. Anywho, possible inversion setup right here. I'm not in a trade though, because I just took this and that's enough for me. I'm gonna be content with enough. So yeah, and I'm gonna have to figure out if I can make that Apex copier to work, because this is set up to execute orders on 3 accounts under it. 2 of them funded, 1 of them evaluation. That 50k that I showed you guys on the YouTube video. So 3 accounts under it. None of them got orders. It is what it is, I guess, right? Feels like a lot of people passed by today, right? Some good questions. Tiger, Mike, Damas, Arnas, if you guys still around, guys, thank you. Thank you. I always appreciate that. Like, it makes it a lot more fun for me to hang out here, because then I'm not only focused on the chart, I'm focused on answering your questions, right? And me getting those questions, I think it helps everybody in here as well, because yes, sometimes I go off and I rant and I could say a lot of stuff with a lot less words, right? Could become a little bit better at explaining myself, but at the same time I think that when you guys ask questions, you get a lot out of it as well, because I just go and go and go and go. Yeah. So like, I'm very happy I'm not in this trade again. Right? So let me do this. Yes, it is a setup. It is an inversion, right? So templates, not 5 minutes, but just a regular 1 minute inversion after what? After an SMT. So we have Where is it? We have higher high here and 1036, 1035. If we have a lower high at 1035, yeah, 1035. So we have an SMT, right? And this is an inversion setup that we have to work with, because bias, yes, is bearish, but two things, right? One thing, I hate how much energy is spent on this because of this consolidation. Like, what if this takes another 30 minutes to pan out? Like, I don't want to participate in that just because of this fact. Second fact is, where is sell side? Like, where is it? Like, this was very clean. We have relative equal highs, double top right here. Where's sell side? Like, I don't have it. So, no entry, which I'm happy with. I'm very happy with no entry here. Feels good. Because I'm saving energy in a way, you know? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait for the macro to start, right? I like this. So let me just check it. Tuk tuk, double bottom, tuk tuk, sell side taken. Is this a possible entry? Yes, it is. Will I take it? No, I won't. I don't want to become boring in a way, but yeah, not for me. I'm gonna wait for, so what I was gonna say, I'm gonna wait for the 10 to 11 macro to start right here. And up until that point, so we have what, 7 minutes to go. I won't look for possible entries, even though this is an inversion, right? So this is a much cleaner inversion as well. So let me show you. We have a better than ICT rents. Dude, I miss ICT rents. I do. Him talking about God and how he. Oh fuck! There's no SMT. Sorry about this. So there's no setup for me here. Forget about this. There's no SMT. Simple. But yeah, him ranting about weird stuff and then yelling at people because somebody looked at him when he was sitting on a bench. I love that part of him, man. I love people when they have a certain level of weirdness. Let's put it that way. You can take it whatever way you want to take that comment, right? But he had a certain way of weirdness, and now that the whole year he's kind of staying silent, still angry at the world, which I'm very happy about. I appreciate that part of him, but yeah, I miss him. He's struggling though. So he's in Robbins, and then he's not pushing as hard as he should be pushing. I think he's at like 33 or 35%. I don't know the exact result. I'm just following his executions in terms of what he posts like by the end of the day, in terms of what kind of entries he took. So it looks like he should be at around 33, 35% on the account, which would be what? 3.5K, something like that, of 10K since he started. So in 1 month, 35%. But he's struggling because his mother is dying right now. So it's like the dude is just literally not focused. The guy just spends time with his wife, supporting her, and he literally goes onto Telegram once or twice a week when he's literally probably sitting on a toilet or something, when he doesn't have to take care of his wife. So yeah, it's sad stuff, but it is what it is. So guys, listen, so this is gonna be a possible setup for me, right? What I want to see happening now is Very simple. I want this to continuously support the price, right? I want the price to get up to this buy side resting above. Maybe that, right? And I want it to happen during the macro, and I want to see a break of structure. And I'm gonna enter shorts from there, right? I want to see a fair value gap right here. And I want to see a YouTube 2022 entry until 11:10, right? Anything from 11 minutes after 11, I'm not interested in. But I want to see something happening beforehand, right? And I want this supporting the push to the upside. That would be lovely. So, otherwise, I'm not touching this. I'm 0.5% up. I'm not interested in anything else. So, I'll take a screenshot of this. Sorry. Don't blame me, please. Here we go. Screenshot it. Here we go. We're probably not gonna get it, sadly. I wanted this to remain open as a breakaway gap, so if you take a look here, I wanted this fair value gap to hold in the price and this to be treated as breakaway, just allowing the market to run and run and run, you know? That would been much nicer. But let's see, what do we have? So buy side taken, the on paper you would take this as an inversion short. Me, I don't. Because I need more structure on this. Da-da-da-da. But we're running those accounts up, which is nice. I like that, but I'd love more speed on how quickly that is happening. Because I'm taking 0.5% after 0.5%, which is also cool. I'm not saying I'm not happy about it, but the market conditions literally don't allow me to get anything more done because I'm very careful in terms of not having any, how to say, deviation from equity curve growing, and it will start growing parabolically very soon as well. So fun stuff will begin soon. Yeah, but macro is starting, so we'll see what we get. I love a little bit more push to the upside before we go lower, so because there's nothing I can play with right now. Thomas, how are you though? Did you take a trade? Or maybe you found those 30 YouTube 22 model entries in the last 5 weeks that I noted. took the same trade. That's good. Good work, man. Good work. So you're what, back at break even? Since we left each other on each other's own yesterday, should be break even. But this was a rough price action. Like, there's nothing nice about this. Holy macaroni. Also took a short, but closed in a small loss, $100. Where did you go short? Oh, you probably went short from this, right? Right here. No, thank you. But that's the thing. What I'm saying, like, if you can log 100 trades like this into a notebook, on paper, on an Excel sheet, I don't care where, just put them together and talk to yourself in a written form about that. Review it once a week, twice a week, whatever. For example, I do it every Sunday, right? Saturday, I'll let it go. Nothing about charts happens for me on Saturday, but Sunday, I sit down. I go through every position I took personally. I go through every position that I supervised, right? When I say, for example, Discord, when I say watch it, right? So that means I'm watching the chart. I'm not trying to enter a trade. I'm just watching, right? Reading the price, getting in sync with it, right? So yeah, you would do a lot of active learning, let's say it that way, if you would log your trades and you would literally use it as a, I don't know. We all went to school. We all took notes in classes. We all took physics tests, whatever, right? So reviewing those notes were important, just to remember something, just to put something more than the usual stuff into your head, right? So that helped me to push through a lot and quickly as well, right? Oh yeah, keep that in mind. Where you log your trades? So I used to literally put them in an Excel sheet. Since my Excel sheets got to 10,000 lines, I started to understand that 10,000 rows on an Excel sheet is becoming a bit hectic on my computer because it started lagging while I was scrolling through it. So I use a journaling app now. A lot of people actually use Notion. Notion is a free tool that you can use, but I use a journaling app which is called Day One. It's paid though, so I promise you there's probably free journaling apps. But why I like it, because I literally treat every single day as a journal entry, meaning that, let me check. So last actual journal entry, so journal in terms of like me writing about my day or my thoughts down or whatever, right? Sometimes do that. Let me check. Trading personal. Last time I did that was February 8th, a month ago. Interesting. But so I do that from time to time, but I use that for every single day journaling, right? So for example, when I will finish the stream, what I will do, I will take a screenshot of this. I will put it in. I will take a screenshot of those short entries we had earlier today. I will put it in. I will write. I have key points that I write about every single trade. I'll put them down, right? Bam, save it. I can review it on my phone. I can review it on my iPad. I can review it on my computer. And I do it every Sunday. Right before I sit down to make the weekly report, I review the trades I took. Yeah. Day One, it's called. But it's paid, so don't go for it. Find something free. I don't like the fact that dollar index got in sync with indices. That never helps for clean price delivery. So lower prices are being delivered. I'm not sure if I like that. Like, I really wanted some more buy subs to be taken before we rip lower from where we're at right now. Too bad. Too bad we didn't get that. I wanted to see it happening though. Hmm. I'll stay here for 10 more minutes. So as I always do, 11:10. We'll see how the macro finishes off, right? So mm-mm-mm. This was a fun stream for me so far, though, guys. Thank you for passing by. Thank you for asking questions. Like, I really enjoyed it. So, because one more time, like, you guys passing by and being talkative, it means that I have something more to do than just talking to myself, which is lovely, right? So, thank you for being here. Thank you for passing by. I would highly appreciate if you leave this a like or a comment. Any thoughts that you learned about anything today or anything like that? Would love to hear that. And if there's any room of improvement, leave that also. Whatever criticism you have, I'm happy to hear it out. No. Otherwise, there's no SMTs yet to work with, so we're still waiting it out. We're still waiting out the macro to give us something, to offer us something, right? So, what I wanted to check something though. Really forgot what I wanted to check though. I don't know. My mind just froze. I don't know what I wanted to check. Funny. But good. So guys, macro is kind of halfway there, done with taking sell stops, kind of, right? There's no Okay, again, we worked with 5-15 minutes SMT there, right? We're getting exactly that offered again, right? You probably see it as well now, right? And we have an inversion offered. I'm probably a little bit tired, thus I'm not appreciating that. But this is a trade entry. We could be looking. I'm just checking my email constantly if Apex Trading got back to me or not. But I turned off my camera again. Holy. Sorry about this. I press some sort of button from time to time on Streamlabs, I think. But I'm not in a trade, and I won't be because I'm up that 0.5% that I was aiming for. This is a trade setup. SMT into inversion. I'm just becoming a little bit too lazy to notice it because it's becoming a little bit late on my end. Sorry about that, but got an answer from Apex. They sent me a long list. I have a long to-do list from Apex. This is gonna be a fun night. Yay, Jesus. We'll see. We'll see, but this is a nice push. So what we want to see next is we want this fair value gap to give way. And we have very clean bias resting above. You see how nicely the macros are working though? Macro happened, boom, push. Bullshit price action though. Like during the time that we're not in a macro, right? Right here. Like nothing too cool happens, but boom, macro starts. Push to the downside, swing low, inversion. I love this. Just, you don't have to know much about it. The only thing you have to know is that algo starts playing around during this time, right? We're gonna dig deeper in Discord, guys. I'm repeating myself a lot, but if you're new here, please come to Discord. A lot of good stuff happens there, and I'm doing a lot of stuff on purpose there as well, just so you would understand, right? Every single day, I'm introducing more and more concepts. I'm introducing more and more of the knowledge that I have itself, right? I'm introducing more and more trade entries that are different from what I do on daily basis, right? So I hope you can appreciate that, and at the same time, I hope what you're getting involved with as well so far. And if you do, that's all I want to hear. I don't need anything else right now in terms of you guys passing by from time to time and then just literally appreciating that I'm spending time with you, right? Because if you do that, I'm just gonna continue. And me continuing, I already see that it gives results to people around me. So, yeah, happy to do it. Closing above is very highly appreciated. Once more time, right? Oh, keep watching this if you're in a trade. So we closed above it. If you're in this trade, one thing that I would do is partial comes off here. Ooh. Partial comes off here. Stop loss to break even to make this trade risk free. Very simply. Oh. We don't want to see the price moving any lower than this, but this double top is lovely. Oh. Something we can work with. So I'll let it rip through this buy side resting above now. And I'm gonna close off the stream, guys. One more time, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me. Very much hope you learned something today. I definitely did have fun with you guys, so I'm gonna say thank you. This is digging way too deep for my liking already. But anyhow, I'm gonna say see you tomorrow. We're going live again at 9:15 tomorrow.